welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something I think is on a lot of people's minds: passive income.
Right. Making money without, trading every single hour for it.
Exactly. We've looked at a bunch of sources, financial reports, trend analyses, and pulled together 15 passive income ideas that look really relevant for 2025.
And the aim isn't just a list, right? We want to dig into how these actually work.
Yeah, the mechanics, the real potential, give you some actionable stuff, hopefully, for building, financial freedom, maybe some wealth.
Mm-hmm. And you want the info quick but thorough.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
We've tried to boil it down. What's cool is the mix, I think. Some classic strategies, some really new stuff popping up.
Definitely seeing that blend.
So let's dive right in. First up, we're starting in the investment world, specifically AI startups via crowdfunding.
Yeah, this is fascinating how early stage investing has just opened up. It's not just for the big VCs anymore.
Right.
Now you've got platforms like Republic, Seed Invest, Start Engine, where pretty much anyone can get involved. Sometimes with like $100.
It really lowers the barrier, doesn't it? Like, imagine an AI company. They're making drones, say, that check crop health for farmers.
What? Okay, yeah. A real world problem solved.
Exactly. You could put in a small amount, and if that company blows up, gets bought by a big ag tech firm.
Your initial investment could see some serious returns.
And this is but it's risky.
Oh, absolutely. High risk, high reward. That's startup investing, especially in something fast moving like AI. Lots of them don't make it.
So diversification is key.
Crucial. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And, the old rule, only invest what you can truly afford to lose.
Right.
But if you do back a winner early on in AI, the potential upside is, well, pretty huge.
Okay, so that's dipping our toes into startup investing. Let's shift gears. Idea number 2, creating and licensing digital products. Sort of the create once, sell many model.
Yeah, this is all about leverage. You put the work in up front, create the thing, and then it can sell over and over with, like minimal extra effort.
And the range is huge, right? We're talking ebooks, templates for Canva.
Audio tracks, stock photos, Notion templates, digital planners, all sorts.
Loads of options. And marketplaces like Etsy, Gumroad make it easier to sell. Or just your own website.
Right. Full control that way.
And this feels really timely for 2025. With everyone using digital tools, maybe even more need for human-made, quality digital stuff, even with AI generating basic things.
That's a really interesting point. As AI handles maybe the simpler stuff, the demand for well-designed specialized resources could actually go up. The trick seems to be finding a very specific problem to solve. Don't just make generic social media templates. Make them specifically for, yoga instructors.
Laser focus, not a scattergun. Got it. Okay, moving from digital back to physical, but still accessible. Real estate crowdfunding.
Yeah, this is way into property investing without needing, a massive down payment for a whole building yourself.
Right.
You pool funds with others through platforms. Fundrise, Realty Mogul are the big names mentioned, and together, that pool invests in bigger things. Commercial buildings, apartment blocks, hotels even.
So you own a small slice of a big pie, and you earn from, the rent?
Exactly. You get your share of the rental income and also a share of the profit if and when the property gets sold later on.
And the passive part is, you don't have to deal with tenants or fixing leaky taps.
Precisely. It's hands-off. The platform manages everything. No landlord duties for you.
Okay, that definitely sounds passive. All right, we've hit some growth potential ideas. What about lower risk? Stability. That takes us to high yield savings accounts and CDs.
Yeah, look, it's not the most exciting, maybe, but right now, in 2025, sources say interest rates are still relatively high.
So these are actually paying decently.
They can be surprisingly good. High yield savings accounts, you might see APYs, that's the annual return over 4%. CDs where you lock money away for a bit, often even better.
Wow, over 4% just for parking your cash safely. That's income for almost zero effort.
It really is. Predictable, steady growth. If you value peace of mind over chasing massive returns, this is very appealing.
Hard to argue with guaranteed growth.
It's pretty much the definition of low effort passive income. Deposit, and it grows. Simple. Great for risk-averse folks or just holding cash short-term.
Okay, staying with more traditional investing for a moment.
Okay.
Idea 5. Dividend-paying stocks. A classic.
A real classic. These are usually established, profitable companies. Think Apple, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, that share some of their profits with shareholders. regularly.
So you get these regular payments, these dividends, just for owning the stock.
Exactly, a steady income stream.
But the real magic happens when you reinvest those dividends, right? Compound it.
That's the long-term wealth builder.
Right.
You take the dividend payout, buy more shares of the same stock.
Which then earn more dividends.
Exactly. It creates this snowball effect. It takes time, obviously. Starting early makes a huge difference because compounding needs that time to really work.
Makes sense. Start early, let it grow. Okay, we've covered some investment basics. Let's jump back online. Idea 6, YouTube automation channels. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, this is basically running a YouTube channel, often faceless, where you're not the one on camera.
Okay, so what kind of content?
Could be anything, really. Top 10 lists, storytelling using stock footage, maybe relaxation music channels.
And the automation part?
It means outsourcing the actual creation. Hiring freelancers for scripts, voiceovers, editing, thumbnails.
Ah, okay. And the sources mention AI tools helping here in 2025.
Big time. Things like Pictory to make videos from text, or 11 Labs for realistic AI voices. Makes it faster, potentially cheaper.
Right.
The goal is, once you get videos ranking and pulling in views, the YouTube ad revenue becomes your passive income stream.
So the work is up front, setting it up, finding the niche, managing the freelancers.
Exactly. Find a good niche, keep the quality high. It's an initial investment of time, maybe some money, but aiming for that point where it runs with less direct input from you.
Interesting. Okay, from video to physical products again, but with a twist. Idea 7, print-on-demand stores.
This is a great way into e-commerce without the headache of holding inventory. Low risk, very scalable.
How does it work, basically?
You create designs for t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, journals, whatever. Upload them to a platform. Printful, Teespring, Amazon Merch are examples.
Okay.
Someone sees your design on a t-shirt online, they order it. The platform prints that one t-shirt and ships it directly to the customer.
So you never touch the product? No boxes piling up in your garage?
Nope. No inventory, no packing, no shipping. The platform handles fulfillment. Your job is the design and the marketing.
That sounds genuinely passive once the designs are up.
It largely is. The key is good designs, obviously, and finding your audience. Niching down helps a lot, like designs just for, say, specific dog breed lovers or Dungeons & Dragons fans. Build that loyal base.
Find your tribe. Okay, next idea feels very sharing economy. Renting out your stuff, things you already own.
Exactly. Got a good camera you only use on holidays. Camping gear sitting in the shed most of the year.
Yeah.
Rent it out. Platforms like Turo for cars or Fat Llama for, well, almost anything else connect you with people who need that gear temporarily.
Right, I've seen those. The sources mention earning maybe $100 a week, renting out a drone.
Yeah, it's just an example, but it shows the potential. Making idle assets work for you.
Yeah.
You need to think about insurance, wear and tear, of course,
Sure, practicalities.
but turning stuff gathering dust into cash flow. Pretty smart. Maximize what you already have.
Definitely something to consider. Okay, back to digital creation. Idea 9. Building an app, but using AI tools. This sounds less daunting than traditional coding.
Massively less daunting, that's the point. In 2025, these no-code or low-code platforms, Glide, Adalo, Bubble, are mentioned. They've really democratized app building.
So drag and drop interfaces, not lines of code.
Pretty much. You can build functional apps surprisingly quickly. Maybe simple things to start, like a habit tracker or a basic budget planner.
And how do you make money? Ads.
Could be ads, but subscriptions are often better for passive income. Even a small fee, like $1 or $2 a month.
If you get enough users.
It adds up significantly. Find a simple problem your app can solve well. These tools have limits, sure, but they're powerful for focused apps.
Fascinating how accessible that's becoming. Okay, sticking with content. Idea 10. Writing a niche ebook series feels like a classic digital passive income play.
It really is. An ebook is like a little digital employee working for you 24/7. Share your knowledge, your passion.
But the key is niche, right? Not just a general topic.
Absolutely critical, according to the sources. Don't write gardening tips. Write organic container gardening for urban balconies, or advanced chess openings, the Sicilian defense, or weekly keto meal plans under 30 minutes.
Super specific. Why does that work better?
On platforms like Amazon KDP Kindle, direct publishing, it helps you find your specific audience.
Yeah.
Less competition, more targeted buyers. They're actively searching for that exact thing.
Makes sense. Stand out by being focused. And again, write it once.
And it can sell for years. There's marketing, yes, but the core asset generates income passively.
Okay. Another online strategy, often linked to content, affiliate marketing. recommending products.
Yeah, this is big. You build an audience maybe through a blog, an email newsletter, even Instagram, and you recommend products or services relevant to them.
And you get a cut if they buy through your link.
Exactly. You get a unique affiliate link, they click, they buy, you earn a commission. Sources say hot niches for 2025 include software, tech gadgets, fitness stuff, travel gear.
Seems straightforward, but I imagine trust is vital. You can't just spam links.
Oh, absolutely not. That's the fastest way to lose your audience. You have to build trust first, provide real value, genuinely helpful content, then recommend products you actually believe in.
So value first, recommendation second.
That's the sustainable way to do affiliate marketing long term.
Got it. Okay, circling back to real estate again, but slightly different from crowdfunding. Idea 12, investing in REITs.
Right. REITs, real estate investment trusts. These are basically companies that own and operate income-producing real estate. Think shopping malls, apartment buildings, warehouses, hospitals.
So instead of funding one specific building like crowdfunding, you're buying shares in a company that owns lots of property.
Exactly. It's more like buying a stock. And you can usually do it through your regular brokerage account. Very convenient.
And the income comes from?
Dividends. REITs are typically required by law to pay out a large chunk of their taxable income to shareholders, often monthly, so it can be a really steady cash flow source.
Again, hands-off management compared to owning property directly.
Definitely. You get diversification across potentially many properties and sectors. Still need to research specific REITs, of course, their focus, their performance. But yeah, very passive.
Okay. Next one taps into creativity again, and something most people have access to. Selling stock videos or photos.
Yeah, your smartphone camera is probably good enough to get started. Platforms like Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, Getty Images, they always need new content.
So just take nice photos or short video clips.
Pretty much. Think about what businesses or creators might need. City skylines, people working, nature scenes, food. Upload them to the stock platforms.
And you get paid per download.
Yep. Upload once, potentially get paid many times over the years as different people license it. It's a numbers game to some extent.
More quality content equals more potential earnings.
Exactly. It might be small amounts per download, but it can add up over time. Monetize that camera roll.
Right. Okay, next one feels a bit more speculative. Idea 14, domain flipping. Buying and selling website names.
That's the one. Like digital real estate, you buy domain names you think might become valuable later and aim to sell them for a profit.
Why now in 2025?
Sources point to all the emerging trends. AI, new health tech, whatever's next. Catchy, relevant domain names related to these booming areas could become really valuable.
Good, trying to anticipate the next big thing online and grab the name.
Kind of, yeah. If a new tech takes off, companies will want the best domain. It's speculative, no guarantees, but the entry cost can be much lower than physical real estate.
Interesting gamble. Okay, final idea number 15, back to recurring revenue. Building a subscription service.
We see subscriptions everywhere, right? Netflix, Spotify. But you don't need to build something that massive.
So smaller scale.
Exactly. Think niche. A paid newsletter with exclusive industry insights. A private community forum for a specific hobby. A premium podcast feed with extra content.
The key is offering something people value enough to pay for month after month.
That's it. Exclusive content, unique access, a strong community feel. If you have expertise or can entertain or guide a specific audience really well.
You can build that recurring income stream.
Yeah, it requires consistent value delivery, but if you build that loyal base, it can be a very powerful and reliable passive income source.
Wow, okay. That's 15 pretty diverse ideas for 2025. Everything from AI startups to renting out your drone to niche newsletters.
Quite the range.
And the common thread seems to be, well, most aren't instantly passive. There's usually upfront work, right? Setting things up, creating the content, building the audience.
Definitely. Initial effort is almost always required. But the payoff is that potential for income that keeps flowing with much less ongoing effort down the line. Freedom, flexibility.
So as you've been listening, think about which of these sparked something for you. What aligns with your interests, your skills, your risk tolerance, maybe?
Worth digging deeper into one or two that resonate.
Absolutely. And just to leave you with something to mull over as we wrap up this deep dive. Considering all these different ways to earn, from hyper-niche digital products to fractional ownership of huge properties, what fundamental shift in how we earn and create value do you think will be the most impactful in the coming years?
That's a big question.
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Until next time.